Oh, you meant back here in 1986.
Yeah, not.
Oh, you said back here. I thought you meant back in my house. Who's all the jackoffs back here?
Ricky Morton, the Rock and Roll Express. Here are three of the Four Horsemen. J.J. Dillon, and now here's
don't get ahead of yourself. What you have here is the Four Horsemen united, live and exciting color, right here on national television. The Rock is back, and the impact was felt all around the wrestling world. And now that the Anderson brothers are back, Flair, the world's heavyweight champion, Tully Blanchard, national heavyweight champion, along with the infamous James J. Dillon, nobody or nothing can stop what's going to happen.
You know, the bash is upon us, and we've got a lot of people that think they're going to do some avenging. We'll get ready. We're ready for the bash. Rhodes, everybody else, I hope you're ready, because we're coming your way.
Tony Schiavone, all I got to say is I told you The Rock was coming back. We base our credibility on one thing. We don't make promises. We don't make threats that we can't make good. The Rock's back. You want to get in bed with the big dogs, you're going to get on the critical list, whoever you are.
Tony Schiavone, never let it be said that Ric Flair hasn't stood between a couple of real big men in his life. You know, all I hear about are the Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. Well, you guys, wherever you are, and we know for a fact a lot of you are having a hard time finding your way to the television station when you know that the Horsemen are in the same building. As a matter of fact, Dusty Rhodes is sitting in Charlotte or Houston or Dallas, wherever he is, sending in videos. Well, brother, this isn't a video shop. It's a wrestling promotion, and we like to see the guys we don't like firsthand. Now, there's two other guys that have been hard-pressed to find their way here, too. The Road Warriors, you know. We're talking about Animal and Road Warrior Big Bird Hawk. That's right. That's a good one, huh? We're talking about you. That's right, Hawk. When we get done with you, Hawk, we're going to stretch that big neck of yours about a foot longer, and they're going to call you Road Warrior Big Bird Hawk. You know why? Because we say so. We told Dusty Rhodes we was going to break his leg, and we broke his leg. We told Morton and Gibson they were going to get hurt, and they got hurt. In other words, this elite family has got the distinction of doing what they say they're going to do. So whether you like it or not, learn to love it, because we're going to be here for a long, long time. One more short note. If there's a woman in the world that's between the age of 18 and 28 that's not wearing a training bra, that wants to find out what a real man's all about, then girls, what's causing all this?
Yeah. Woo! The Four Horsemen together, and coming up right after this break, a pre-recorded video.
Can you believe all the funny stuff that you could say back then that you can't say these days? Like, some of that stuff back then was hilarious.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff these days, you're like, boy, I don't think they could say that today. Like, saw an old clip the other day that said, I like them women with full sweaters and the empty heads, brother.
In town, coming throughout this country, July the 1st in Philly. In Washington, D.C., Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, gets his chance once again at destiny, at what all dreams are made of in this country. Living in the promised land, being the best you can. That's what it's all about. Ending up in Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, a great American bash. And this year of 1986, Miss Liberty, living in the promised land, Dusty Rhodes faces his sternest test. Because no matter how much a fever pitch the great American dream provides for the people throughout television land, throughout arena land, throughout wrestling land, there is one thing that stands out in the mind of millions of people throughout this country daily. Whether you like wrestling or not does not matter. Ole Anderson and Dusty Rhodes have to somewhere, sometime, someplace in this thing that has for years driven this inside of me to be as bad as I can, to be mean, to be ugly, to be nasty, to get around dirty. And Ole Anderson, you're on your last leg. This might be the swan song, if you will. And like I said before, if it be that way, let it be. Nobody interfere. Me and you, the Four Horsemen, they need to ride on another planet. Reserve the stratosphere for me and you. And there ain't nobody else on the stratosphere. On the end of the lightning bolt that crashes through this great, vast atmosphere, Dusty Rhodes lives. I ride on the end. And I got a silver-studded saddle. And I've rode there for 7 years. You got to come up to my place. Ole Anderson and Dusty Rhodes, the Midnight Express, baby doll, everybody. Get it now. The hottest ticket in town, the Great American Bash. Living on the end of a lightning bolt.
You know, some of his shit was so over the top, but that still hit for me.
I know. I know. He taped that the week before in an empty studio, and then we played it that next week because he wasn't going to be there. It's Dusty, baby. But, you know, going back to some things that you can't say today.
Yeah.
That's just being good. That's just good heel shit Flair was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Because people say, oh, look at him. He wants to hit on every woman.
Yeah.
You know, he's philanderer. He's like, and it fucking worked. And, you know, damn, we live in some great times. And at the same time, we live in some very stupid times.
I agree.
Yeah. Just fucking get over yourself. So anyway, I'm looking at the Horsemen doing that interview. And I'm thinking again, flying burrito. I'm thinking again that that's the best version of the Horseman with Ole there. It's the Horseman that we cut our teeth on, so to speak.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When with the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, after all these months together, years together now, am I still the voice of the childhood? I mean,
I think you're the voice of the present now.
Well, I'm one of them. I mean, Excalibur does such a great job. And of course, there's, you know, the voice of wrestling, JR. So,
oh
and then
my gosh, listen
and then,
to you.
And then there's all the guys in the WWE, if they can tolerate being produced in their ear or being screamed at in their ear.
Can you name three
WWE announcers?
Yes, besides Michael Cole.
No.
Okay.
I cannot.
Okay.
I could have one time mentioned Mauro Ranallo, but he's no longer with them.
We're all tied on that.
Yeah. You know, he has a movie out about him in Netflix.
Oh man, that's awesome. I can't wait to not watch.
Hey, I like Mauro. I do. He and I get along.
Cool, man. I hope y'all like each other.
Okay. Well, there's got to be a story there.